Okay. Back in the outer worlds. Antiqueen examined. Plasma weapons use high energy fields to draw in and convert ambient aether into superheated plasma state, which can be used offensively. I have no idea what that means. We are now on board the Unreliable. And let's explore this ship. Sealed.
These are the crew's quarters. Alex preferred to travel alone, but he always had me. The ship's engines cannot be powered until a replacement regulator has been properly installed.
Alright, so we're gonna need to find that.
Want to be a brand new you? Try out our respecification machine. Alex installed it himself, right before he died.
Okay, choosing to respec refunds all of your spent skill points, then you can spend them in a different way. Okay, so this is the respec machine. Nope, thank you. Can I jump down? Let's try jumping. Yep.
I suppose everything on the Unreliable belongs to you now, Captain. Help yourself. No, really.
Thank you. Bench. Repair, upgrade, modify your weapons and armor, keeping you combat ready and in top. Okay, so this is used to repair, which I don't think we need to repair yet. Okay, so out we go.
I'll be with you, friend. I'm Ernie, from the Spacer's Choice Department of Human Resources. Town sent me hereabouts to check on the guards. Now, it seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but seems to me they're all dead. Mind telling me what happened here?
Guards and locals. Yep, this is what happened.
Altercation, you say? Yeah, shame as that goes. Spacer's Choice policy strictly prohibits dying during work hours. Guess I'd better get to cleaning up. Can't just leave company property scattered about, bleeding out on the dirt.
Don't you? Yeah, seems like logical choice.
Right. Yeah, well, we do need all the hands we got, what with folks in Edgewater dropping off like sissy pig tumors. Less competition, though, come promoting time. You don't want to amble on over to Edgewater at your earliest convenience. Constable's office might have work for someone with your, let's just say, aggressive disposition. Oh, and be sure to stop by the Edgewater Provisioner for a can of salt tuna. It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's Choice.
Okay.
Don't get paid bits to chat with strangers. You want to chew the rag, go talk to Silas over by the cemetery.
Not much of a talking person, is he? So should we head there, or I'm in favor of exploring, so let's see what we have over here. Okay, he looks dangerous. Not good. Ugh, definitely not good. And I'm running out of ammo. Okay. Huh. I actually forgot that I have this assault rifle. Are there more of those? I should probably get away from there. Oops. Somebody. Hunting rifle. I'll take that, thank you. This is money.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend. You talk too pretty for a marauder. Most of them just grunt and yell. Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls. And low prices.
Should I introduce myself?
Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer? Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see?
Let's be the rational guy here.
Company policy. If it was up to me, I'd put the whole town 10 feet under, free of charge. Quotas, mostly. Got a backlog of graves to fill. Bodies won't bury themselves, you know?
Sure, why
4
not? It's
workers
an
still
RPG.
haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little. Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad.
What's a domicile?
He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up.
Okay, I'll try. Cemetery? Let's get into town. Welcome to Edgewater.
They start asking you for some medicine, come tell me. Keep your distance, friend. Sick house is no place for a traveler.
Huh.
You read the latest report?
Only the part that said we ain't making our quotas.
If only McDevitt's folk hadn't abandoned us. Can we?
Usually you can speak
don't
to the
know you.
bartender. Okay. This is
Amelia Kim,
who I am.
Spacer's Choice Beverage Dispenser. I don't know what you're about, but this here's a Spacer's Choice drinking establishment. We're all loyal, hard-working company folk here. Nah, I'm contractually obligated to serve you. Just not gonna be too happy about it. If you're gonna have a drink, I'd like to ask that you do it within the premises. Can't have you taking drinks over to those deserters. Traitors. The lot of them. Bunch of folks decided they were tired of working and went out into the wilds to fend for their own selves. Town's already struggling to make quotas, even without that band of slackwits abandoning their posts. Bunch of lazy, shiftless rung leeches. Anyway, enough about them. What can I do for you?
Oh yeah. What's
Do
up to
you
read?
now? And what makes you think Mr. Thompson wants to talk to you? He's a busy man. You want to talk to Mr. Thompson, try ignoring your duties. He'll summon you up to that great big tower atop the cannery, and you'll get yourself a proper dressing down. It is a good thing. If you're not pulling your weight, you don't deserve to live here. Simple as that.
The music, even down to the way the people here speaks, is very cowboy-esque.
If you're falling sick, I don't want you near me.
Don't worry. I wouldn't do that to you.
General store? Where is it? Here. Let's see what's in store.
It's not.
You ought to go have a talk with the boss, Reed Thompson. He's up in his tower above the cannery.
I think that's what everybody
Go
will
right
tell
ahead.
us.
Other than yourself? Definitely the vicar. Don't get me wrong. He seems a decent man, cut from church cloth, knows his scriptures. But there's something about him that bothers me. Like he's not one of us. Sometimes I suspect he doesn't even want to be here.
The vicar, huh?
I'd keep a few paces between myself and Miss Holcomb, the town mechanic, since her dear father left the workforce. No ill intent in her, mind. Just a queer sort, restless, scatterbrained, inclined to do first and think after, if you take my meaning. Amelia. Definitely Amelia Kim. I advise against stepping foot in her drinking establishment altogether.
It
Word
doesn't
is,
matter.
they're gonna replace her with an auto-mechanical barkeep. She's... what's the word? Obsolete. You don't want to associate yourself with that kind of person.
Sheesh, the people here are terrible.
Wonder if the plague's ever gonna pass.
Just keep working.
What's this?
Talking to the good vicar always lifts up my spirits.
Ah. Church, I guess. Vicar Max. Shopkeeper warned me about you.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max if you're the sort who prefers brevity. I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling? This season's tossball predictions? The quickest way out of town? I've never seen you before, and there's been no paperwork indicating a transfer. Half the time it's wrong, but a new worker without paperwork? Unheard of. Also, you lack the distinctive worker gaze. Usually either a deadening behind the eyes, or in some rare cases, a wild-eyed frenzy, like a trapped animal. Oh, nothing could be further from the truth. I'm simply bemoaning the level of spiritual awareness in this town. Yes, it is. But it's my job, and I take it very seriously. I must double my efforts to elevate my flock. These are good, hard-working people here. Mechanical tomfoolery is well out of my purview. I suggest you take such matters to Mr. Thompson in the cannery. Oh, and a word of warning. If you're considering wandering around outside the safety of the town, you'd best be cautious. Marauders are about. Though if you are planning on venturing outside, I do have a proposition that may interest you. One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book. I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption. It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's place in the cosmos. Not many in this colony could understand its true value, should they ever read it. Thank you.
Okay.
If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
I'm always interested to run errands for people.
Hey there.
Says every RPG character ever. Like Errand Boy Simulator.
Sorry, I'll just be a minute.
You had a minute. Next one comes out of your pay.
He's off the threats, friend.
A receptionist? What kind of establishment is this?
power go?
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
You must be the
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform. Yes, so it dawns on me. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process.
Yes.
My proposition benefits the both of us. Please, hear me out. There's a power regulator in the old
RPG
botanical
101.
lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way. You're the first stranger to wander into town in an age. Scripture tells us that nothing happens without reason. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there. No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations.
Hey, Gary. What's up? Thanks for watching, man. How can I help?
My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
Okay.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators.
You know, Gary, I might buy
hairpins,
Modern
engine
Warfare
tape,
after
so
all.
I'm all set.
Well,
But
I am
maybe
glad
a
to
bit
hear
later.
that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Maybe after I finish this game. Alright, you can now join the body. You've gained a companion. They are characters that join you in your adventures and help you in a variety of ways. Okay. see what we can do about her. Oh, you're buying this Sunday? I watched all the cutscenes on YouTube. Armor. Can I change her armor? Yeah, I can. Level. Okay, Parvati. Let's go.
Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Can we chat?
Yeah, sure. Oh, you like Sub-Zero? That's good. Maybe I'll try
Sorry.
him too later.
You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale. Oh, he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says. It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. I don't know anybody well. I mostly listen to them talk, kept my head down. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real sweet to me. Not any sort of dissident.
Yeah, I only played like a few days this season. I couldn't even get past combatant.
Life's hard here, especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook.
Next Tuesday?
They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse.
That's soon.
I think you should talk to the town's vicar about
Yeah,
it.
I do.
Max,
I have
his
plenty
name
of
is.
games. Between this and Borderlands, actually, that's plenty. Vicar Max, okay. I met the vicar, yep.
Books are for rich folk. I wonder what he wants with something like that.
Oops, I'm not supposed to tell her.
Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Yeah, look forward to playing with you. My school holidays is about to start soon, so I will have plenty of time to play then. What's this? Oh, locks. Ew. Found one left hand of it at the wrist. Some bone damage. Vicar Max. Botanical Lab, Vicar.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
I know Dave and the others have been playing a lot of Modern Warfare. I think he's got to level 50 already, even though it's been like only a few days.
Any progress on that matter we discussed? Ah, Miss Holcomb. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
This here's Vicar DeSoto. He's always offering spiritual counsel to those that need it.
Thank you for the kind assessment, Miss Holcomb. I admit, I've been quite interested to make our outsider's acquaintance.
Yeah, I know it's my internet connection is not the best.
Please get it.
Because I'm using a Wi-Fi.
A religious text deemed heretical by the OSI is an unsafe object at large, though I understand why a collector would desire to possess such a rare book. Because I'm also a collector of books. Rare things in this colony. Appreciation of the written word outside monthly periodicals is virtually unknown here.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
Cut power? I think this is the one.
Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold.
I'm about to end soon too. I'm gonna play more Borderlands after this.
Not if things are left to stand as they are.
Okay, that's all he wants to say.
Any progress on that matter we discussed? Please get it.
You're not very helpful. So?
Something you need? That's on account of how I never met her. It's hard to miss what you never knew. I don't ponder it over much. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here. Well, I don't know about normal. Dad said she worked under some kind of special contract. It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math, high-level stuff. Better to raise me on his time than hers. You mean about the mission being too clean? I know, but Vicar says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicar sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass. It just comes off cold to me, is all.
There sure are a lot of dialogue choices in this game. Like, I don't think I've had this much choices in dialogue since, I don't know, Dragon Age, the first Dragon Age, like modern day RPGs, not the old CRT RPGs. Saltuna Cannery. Okay, so I think I'll end the stream here today. Has it been an eventful day? The game seems plenty slow. Not a lot of actions so far. Maybe that'll change later. Alright, so ending the stream.